Last video, I told you my next video drops the second my dividends cross $100 a month. I did not expect to be back this fast. Welcome back to Grow and Explore with me. QQQ. I just paid me $103.32. One fund, 1 month. Let me show you exactly how that number happened because there's no magic in it. 158.5 shares, 65.18 cents per share. That's the entire formula. No trading, no timing, no watching charts at midnight. I bought shares and the shares did the rest. And here's the part that still gets me. I didn't add a single new recurring dollar to QQQI this month. I paused it. This payment came purely from shares I already owned, plus every dividend before it that drip quietly turned back into more shares. That's compounding actually showing up in my account instead of compounding as a theory in a video. SPYI also paid this cycle $2.67. $2. And I want to show you that number just as loudly as the big one, because that is exactly what QQQI looked like when I started it. Every big position in my portfolio was once an embarrassing number. That $2.67 isn't a disappointment, it's a seed. JEPQ and JEPI haven't paid yet this month. I'm still waiting on those, and when they land, that's the next video. Now, I want to correct something because in my last video, I made it sound like I paused QQQI just because I hit a nice round number. That's not really why. QQQI and JEPQ were my first two dividend ETFs. Both of them are NASDAQ based, so my entire dividend income was riding on one slice of the market. If tech has a bad year, my income has a bad year. That's not diversification, that's a single bet wearing two names. So the pause wasn't about the $100. The $100 just told me that side was doing its job. Now I'm building the other side, JEPI and SPYI, both S and P based. So my income comes from two different engines instead of one. Now here's where I need to be completely honest with you because I don't want anyone copying me without understanding what I'm actually doing. I am not a dividend first investor, I'm in my 30s. If I'm being purely mathematical about it, growth is where the bigger returns are over a timeline this long. A straight growth fund will very likely outperform a high income fund over 20 years. That's not opinion, that's just how the math tends to work. So, why am I building dividend income at all? Because of one thing about myself that I know is true: I don't want to sell my shares. Ever. That's the part nobody talks about. Growth only becomes money in your hand when you sell it. And when the moment comes to actually sell, I know myself. I'll hesitate. I'll say next year. I'll hold. Dividends solve that for me. My growth positions stay untouched, compounding, doing what they do, and the income shows up anyway, without me having to sell a single share to get it. That's the whole reason both engines exist in my portfolio. But you need to understand the trade off because these funds are not free money. QQQI, JEPQ, JEPI, SPYI, these are covered call funds. Simplified, they generate that high income by selling away some of their upside. So when the Nasdaq or the S&P has a huge run, these funds usually will not fully keep up with it. You're trading some future growth for income today. That's the deal you're signing. You'll also hear the term NAV erosion. In plain English, that's when the fund's share price drifts down over time while it's paying you those big distributions. It doesn't happen with every fund and it doesn't happen in every market, but it can happen, and if you're only looking at the yield number and ignoring what the share price is doing, you're only seeing half the picture. Please look at both. Total return, not just yield. So which one is better? Growth or dividends? Neither. That's the actual answer, and I wish somebody had told me this earlier. If you're young and you don't need the money, growth probably serves you better. If you're near retirement and you need income you can actually spend, dividends probably serve you better. If you're somewhere in the middle like me, running both might make sense. And if you're young but you need cash flow now, maybe because of your situation, your family, your income, then income isn't a mistake, it's a necessity. It's not a good choice or a bad choice. It's a question of what you need and where you are in your life right now. Anyone telling you there's one correct answer is selling you something. For me, right now, this is the balance that fits. Growth I never touch, income I never have to sell for, and honestly, $100 a month doesn't change my life. I'm not quitting anything. I'm not free. It's just the first time in my life that money showed up that I didn't work for. Not a bonus, not a raise, not overtime. IT just arrived because of decisions I made months ago. That's the whole point. That's why I do this in public. So here's what's coming. The moment JEPQ and JEPI pay, that's the next video. After that, I'm putting all four funds together for a full month of dividends. Every single dollar, one number. And then I'm doing a complete portfolio breakdown. Every ETF I own, growth and income side by side. If you're sitting at $2.67 right now, good. That's where this started too. Subscribe so you don't miss the month I finally total it all up. See you in the next one.